First at 6 o'clock, a 13 help team investigation looking into neglect claims at a local long-term care facility.
A West Michigan mother says her son, Tony Traxler, suffers from a debilitating condition which requires round-the-clock care.
Now, they claim the facility where he's receiving care is neglecting Tony and others. The state says staffing shortages may be playing a role.
But after an incident sent Tony to the hospital, the family says it's worse than that. 13 on your side's Charlie Tinker has this report and a warning. Photos you're about to see may be disturbing.
What do you want for your son?
Just good care. Just good care. Treated like a real human being.
Not the type of care that put her son in a hospital bed.
One time I went in and
Jan Roberts,
and I'm Anthony's mother.
And full-time advocate with the help of family friend Kim Gibson.
You need quality of life. You need human interaction.
And the 40-year-old does his best to cope with the daily realities of his multiple sclerosis.
He's an adult. He's totally with it.
Physically, though, Tony needs specialized around-the-clock care. It was with that in mind when Jan's son got a bed at the skilled long-term care facility on East Beltline several years ago.
He keeps calling me. 3.5 hours later, someone finally went in there.
Tony called because his illness can lead to trouble swallowing and a life-threatening condition called aspiration. Jan says it took hours to get him attention from staff.
Laying there with puke all over your shirt. And I had called so many times that the girl at the desk told me to stop calling.
The voice on the phone, she says, was rude and unsympathetic, previewing an even more troubling episode Jan described tied to one of her son's everyday needs.
He said there was only one.
And Tony needs two people, she says, to turn him at all times in bed.
They dropped him on his head. He ended up in the ER.
With 5 staples needed to close the gash in Tony's head. And she says questions of whether just staying there meant repeatedly risking his well-being. I called the facility on Beltline and left a voicemail for the administrator. I also emailed corporate, but got nothing back from either. So we showed up in person with a camera this week.
Here on behalf of a resident who shared some concerns with me.
No call back yet. Looking deeper into the background, we found this skilled location had only 1 star out of 5 on the Medicaid website and been assessed 8 federal fines in the last several years. Reports assembled from regular surveys are also publicly available. One from late last year shows the state discovered issues with several classified as harmful, finding in one example a resident became unresponsive after a staff member had given the patient someone else's medications. Also required medical reviews not being followed up on while the facility's administrator was, quote, busy. Alleged significant weight loss among patients and missing items, including a resident who told surveyors he couldn't get out of bed because his clothing was gone, and an aide who, quote, wasn't sure he had a wheelchair.
From an ombudsman perspective, they've accepted residents in the home, and residents deserve to have high quality of care and quality of life.
Sally Pung is the state's long-term care ombudsman, the program that operates as a kind of mediator between patients and their caregivers.
A lot of that relates to the staffing crisis that homes are having right now.
There is a frustration, I think, with the challenge of facilities just providing basic needs right now.
Her counterpart, Sandra, deals only with care facilities that are local. She's working with Tony's family and was cleared to share the details of his case with us.
I'm trying to help him make progress with the home to make sure that he has his needs met.
Meeting barriers also, says Jan, including verbal abuse, why she sometimes chooses not to complain instead.
Do you worry about retaliation?
I do. A lot of times I haven't called because of it.
Oftentimes there's pushback if we're too vocal against homes, and that shouldn't be the case for the ombudsman program or residents or families, but there definitely is concern about retaliation.
The family is in the process of trying to get Tony moved into another facility, but says they're running into resistance there also. As they navigate the process, Jan's worried her son's declining.
As his mother, who in an ideal world would be giving, him everything he needed, I mean, that's got to be a heartbreak to hear him relate all of this to you.
So much, and there's nothing I can do about it because no one will listen.
Charlie Tinker, 13 on your side.
If you have a problem you need help with, email us or call the number on your screen, 616-559-1313.